Right LEGO fans, you'd better hold your horses as it's time for another epic 2019 LEGO Harry Potter set review. Looking at these guys, it's a good job I just bought a bottle of single malt whiskey. This is number 7 in a series of LEGO Harry Potter set reviews. I've already done Expecto Patronum, Hungarian Horntail Triwizard Challenge, Hagrid's Hut Buckbeak's Rescue, Hogwarts Clock Tower, The Night Bus, and my personal favourite, The Rise of Voldemort. For this set we're sticking with the Goblet of Fire theme, and today I'm going to be unboxing, speed building and reviewing set number 75958, Beauxbatons Carriage Arrival at Hogwarts from LEGO Harry Potter. The 430 piece part count includes 4 minifigures. We have Professor Rubeus Hagrid, Madame Olympe Maxime, Fleur Isabelle Delacour and little sister Gabrielle Delacour. The set also includes the light blue carriage used to transport staff and students from Beauxbatons Academy of Magic to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And to pull the carriage we have the horses that only drink single malt whiskey. Truth be told, there should be 12 of these horses pulling the carriage, but LEGO's gone all cheap on us. Despite being a little cut down for practicality and cost purposes, this is a really good looking set. I have heard some people call this girl LEGO, but I'm sure it will please any Harry Potter fan. I'm certainly excited to get a look at the groomed Hagrid, and with Madame Maxime only being introduced in 2019 LEGO Harry Potter sets, it's great to get a second version. As always, the back of the box gives us a good idea of what's inside. The carriage can be opened up and reconfigured to provide 2-story living accommodation. It looks pretty simple to pop off the roof and then unfold the carriage. We also have a chest to transport the belongings of the young ladies of Beauxbaton, somewhere for Madame Maxime and the girls to work. And although LEGO don't really tell us what's inside that bottle, we do have some single malt whiskey for the elephantine palomino abraxan winged horses. But the really cool thing for me is finally getting Madame Maxime and Hagrid together in the same set. We'll certainly have some fun recreating some awkward scenes. I can't wait to get cracking with the speed build, but before we do that, let's open up this box and see what we've got inside. Here's everything that came inside the box. We've got 3 numbered bags of LEGO, an 82-page instruction booklet, and joy of joys, a sticker sheet to decorate the carriage. I'm going to go ahead and build 75958, Beauxbatons Carriage Arrival at Hogwarts, and today this is going to be a 90-second speed build! And here is the completed Beauxbatons Carriage Arrival at Hogwarts. Okay, so my French accent might be terrible, but this set is definitely not. Build time was just over an hour and I had great fun putting this together. The carriage and horses does have a kind of Disney princess feel about it, but it's from the Harry Potter range, so all is forgiven. We're going to start out by taking a look around the Beauxbatons carriage, then we'll take a look at Les Chevaux de Beauxbaton. By chevaux I do mean the elephantine palomino abraxan winged horses. We'll then take a close-up look at the 4 minifigures, including for the first time Gabrielle Delacour, and I'll show you why I think LEGO might be releasing some more Harry Potter sets soon. The clue is in the face. Whilst we're taking a look at the minifigures, I'll also be comparing Fleur Delacour's wand to the real thing. or to be more precise, a reproduction that I picked up at my local branch of Ollivanders. Starting out with the main part of the set first, this is the Beauxbatons Carriage. It's actually a surprisingly large carriage and stands about 7 inches or 13 centimeters high. With wings fully outstretched, you're going to need about 9 inches of display space, and from tip to tail we have just over 11 inches of Lego goodness. The hitch for the palominos is removable, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. For now, let's focus on this periwinkle blue beauty. At the front of the carriage we have 2 small wheels which are mounted on a turntable to give the carriage some steering. In keeping with traditional carriage design, the wheels at the back are much larger. They also have some bracing which helps to keep everything stable, and that helps to give the appearance of suspension underneath the carriage. Also underneath the carriage we have a decorative protrusion. It looks fancy but wouldn't be much good on a real carriage. I suspect it's there to stop you pushing down and breaking the build. At both the front and the back of the carriage we have decorative rails which help to give it that distinctive carriage look. These are fairly loosely connected and do move around a bit. The same applies at the back, but the trunk does help to keep everything lined up. It's kinda tricky, but the trunk is removable. The Beauxbaton girls don't seem to have any use for clothes or school books, but they do enjoy a nice cup of tea from a china cup. With some gentle manipulation you'll find room in there for 3. And when you've finished taking tea you can simply mount it back on the carriage. There are lots of really nice matte gold elements on this carriage, including 2 lanterns at the back and another 2 at the front. We also have these gold shuttered windows which are mounted at an angle. These are actually mounted on a pivot point at the bottom which allows just a little bit of an angle. It's actually quite a neat way of making the front and the back of the carriage splay out. Thanks to some stickers, the sides of the carriage are decorated with some gold detail. I'm not certain exactly what these are, but it looks like some kind of golden vine. We have similar decoration on these shield shaped elements which was a little tricky to apply. And then we have the crest from the Beauxbaton Academy of Magic emblazoned on the doors. I say doors because there's one here, this one is a functional door, and we have the total mirror image on the other side, although if we open up this door, it's slightly less useful. You'll understand why in just a moment. In keeping with the decadent exterior, we have a gold step leading up to the door, although I suspect Gabrielle Delacour may need to break out a spellbook and use Wingardium Leviosa. There are more fancy gold details above each door, including these fancy Greek scrolls, and we even have a gold doorknob. Hogwarts is starting to look a little bit shabby. Finally, the carriage is topped out with this fancy red roof. The roof is removable, and this makes it much easier to take a look around inside. To be honest, there's not very much to see here. The space is cramped and not very well decorated. In fact, it's hard to believe that they got a whole school of girls into this thing. Ah, magic of course! This does reveal the trick the designers used to make those windows sit at an angle, and gives the girls a convenient place to conjure up a pot of tea. From the other side, when unfolded, the carriage looks rather unusual, but it does a good job of showcasing the symmetry in the build. When unfolded, we also get 2 levels of interior accommodation. Although without any stairs, Gabrielle really is going to have to brush up on that spellwork. I was really trying to figure out what the upstairs is meant to be. I mean, there are some drawers and some jars here, but apart from that it's pretty sparse. Lego's website does describe this as a bedroom. I guess conceivably these could be beds, but I don't think it's going to be very comfortable for Olympe Maxime. It kind of sorta works for Fleur, but Gabrielle's legs don't have any anti-studs, so she's probably going to get thrown around a lot. The drawers are functional and can be used for letter writing materials. And if you're wondering what to do with the roof when the carriage is open, you can simply store it upstairs like this. Incidentally, this set of drawers is why you can't use the door on the other side. It's completely blocked off. One final design feature I wanted to point out is the clip just here. There's a receiver for that clip down on the bottom, and this provides just the right amount of clutch to keep the door closed. The carriage is a very neat and decorative build, but I'm not totally convinced about the play features. The way it opens up is very innovative, but I think once you get into the interior it's a little bit plain, and I would have liked to have seen some more decoration. Moving swiftly along, let's take a look at the horses. Apparently these steeds require fuzzful handling, so it's a good job that Hagrid is well versed in the care of magical creatures like blast-ended scroots. Described in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the Beauxbatons Carriage was a powder blue horse-drawn carriage the size of a large house. It was pulled through the air by a dozen winged horses, all palominos and each the size of an elephant. Elephant is probably stretching the imagination for these LEGO versions. We're also exactly 10 horses short, but if you want to go out and buy another 10 of these sets, you might be able to get the full dozen. The elephantine, palomino, abraxan winged horses are hooked up to the carriage using this rather inelegant harness. The harness connects to the carriage using a double clip, and then we have a long brown 14x2 plate. There is some gold detailing, but this thing is far from elegant. At the front there's a standard LEGO harness element, and this connects to the horse underneath the wing. The harness is removable, you simply pull the wings off the horse like a butterfly, and then the harness lifts out from the void on the horse's back. This does leave a void on the back of the horse, but you can remedy that with one of these spare 1x2s that LEGO supplies. The wings are exactly the same elements that came with Buckbeak the Hippogriff, only in white. There's some really elegant detail which is quite hard to show off against a white background, and the wings incorporate a gentle curve. It's a really nice organic shape. The horse itself is not a new element, in fact this version has been around since about 2010. On the right here you'll see one from the classic LEGO castle sets I used to play with when I was a kid. The head of the newer horse certainly has a more three-dimensional look, but both have the same articulated neck. This one is really showing its age. The horses included with the Beauxbatons Carriage set also have articulated rear legs. It enables you to adopt fancy poses just like this. We do get a little bit of printed detail on the horse for the bridle and the eyes. It's tough to get exactly the right angle, but there is some silver metallic printing here. I've got to confess I am a little underwhelmed with the horses. These are standard LEGO horses with a couple of wings stuck to their backs. But for the two horses we get, they do a good job of recreating what was in the movie. Before we move on to the minifigures and get a potentially big hint to a set in the next wave, I have a bonus fact for you. When Beauxbaton used a carriage and Durmstrang used a ship to travel to Hogwarts, they actually breached the International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which was signed in 1689. This law placed an obligation on the magical ministry or council in each country to hide the presence of their magical community from muggles. That's a bit difficult to do when you're flying a carriage as big as a house pulled by 12 elephant-sized palomino horses. As well as a novelty oversized horse and cart, we do of course get 4 minifigures. In ascending order of height we have Gabrielle Delacour, Fleur Isabelle Delacour, soon to become a Weasley, Professor Rubeus Hagrid, and Madame Olympe Maxime. This is the adorable Gabrielle Delacour, who was the little sister to Fleur and also daughter of Apolline Delacour, and who is described as Monsieur Delacour. I don't think we ever found out Gabrielle's and Fleur's father's real name. She is a quarter Veela because her grandmother was a Veela, as was Fleur's, and as a reminder, a Veela is a semi-human magical being native to Bulgaria and well known for being beautiful women with white gold hair. They are also absolutely irresistible to men. Gabrielle is holding this pale coloured wand which is exactly the same as her sister's. In fact, they both come on the same piece of plastic that you snap them out of. She also has the hair and hat combo. As you can see here, we've got the yellow hair or the white gold hair moulded into this pale blue hat, and in fact Fleur Delacour, who we'll come back to shortly, has exactly the same headpiece, which is really nice. She is of course wearing her Beauxbaton uniform, and as you can see here it's kind of flouncy. We've got lots of ripples in the robes here, and then this kind of I guess this kind of ribbon around the neck there, which is a darker colour. Around the back we do have some more printing there. Oh, sneaky peek on the expression, we'll come back to that in a second. She does have these tiny legs, these are non-movable. Gabrielle is much younger than Fleur, and it is a really nice minifigure. I really like the Beauxbatons uniform. Now, taking a look at that facial expression, this is a new expression for Gabrielle, and it's really cute, and I've dropped her. I really must stop doing that, I do apologise, but look at that facial expression, it is awesome. I love the little cute smile there, and the freckles, those are really nice. Around the back we do have a more sleepy expression, and this is not the first time we've seen a Harry Potter LEGO minifigure with a sleepy expression. From my collection of older Harry Potter sets, here are Ron and Hermione from 2005. These guys appeared in set number 4762, Rescue from the Merpeople. That's actually quite a rare set and I don't have it. But thankfully I got these in a Target exclusive version of the Durmstrang ship. The alternate expressions are absolutely freaky and show Ron and Hermione asleep. This is from the scene where they're at the bottom of the Great Lake waiting to be rescued from the merpeople. Gabrielle Delacour also appears in that very same scene. And as you can see, her face is perfect for a reboot of the Rescue from the Merpeople set. Either that or it's wishful thinking on my part and Gabrielle is just super tired. The 4762 Rescue from the Merpeople set from 2005 is really quite a rarity. I'm definitely going to try and get one of these when I can find one at the right price. So while this might be the first time we see Gabrielle Delacour immortalised in LEGO, maybe just maybe it might not be the last. Next we have Fleur Isabelle Delacour, soon to become Fleur Weasley. She is wearing almost exactly the same thing as Gabrielle, even down to the hat. In fact, the only thing that's different here is the legs, which are full-size adult legs, and these are dual moulded with the kind of navy blue and then the powder puff blue, which looks really nice. Other than that, we've got the same robes and the same hat with that golden hair. Now we do have a facial expression here which looks a little bit familiar. In my last review, I took a look at the Central Perk set from LEGO Friends, the TV series, not the one with the mini dolls. As you can see, we've got some facial recycling going on here. It's like Fleur Delacour is Phoebe Buffay's long lost sister. Fleur actually comes with two facial expressions, and if we spin her around, you'll see we've got a singing face on the back there. This is exactly the same as the one we get with Phoebe Buffay. Fleur is actually turning out to be a very popular choice of minifigure for LEGO Harry Potter sets this year. We got her in the Hungarian Horntail set, the Yule Ball themed Hogwarts Clock Tower, and finally in this one. All we need now is Fleur in a swimsuit battling to save her little sister. I did promise a comparison between Fleur's LEGO wand and the real thing because, you know, details are important. The most obvious differences are the colour and the design of the handle. The LEGO version is 3/4 of an inch, pretty pliant. It's made from that traditional wand making material, plastic, and has a magical core of, well, you know. But to be fair, even the people at the knockoff versions of Ollivander's couldn't get it right. According to Garrick Ollivander when he evaluated the wand, this should be 9.5 inches long, that's definitely a fail. It should be inflexible, and there is a little bit of pliance there. And the core in fact was not recognised by Ollivander. In Fleur's own words, it was an heir from the head of a villa, one of my grandmothers. So it's very likely that this wand was custom made for Fleur Delacour. I'm presuming there was a similar one for Gabrielle. After the Triwizard tournament, Fleur takes a part-time job at Gringotts Bank to improve her English. It's there she falls in love with Bill Weasley, and they go on to have 3 children, Victoire, Dominique and Louis Weasley. As a fun bonus fact, when Fleur stayed with the Weasleys for the summer in 1996, she and Ginny famously did not get along. In fact, Ginny invented the nickname Phlegm for Fleur Delacour. Moving swiftly along, we have Rubeus Hagrid, who comes with a couple of accessories. Firstly, he has this pair of paddles for guiding the horses and the carriage into land. And then we have this bottle because the horses only drink single malt whiskey. Although I've got to say this one looks suspiciously empty. For the most part, Hagrid is the same figure we got with the other 2018 and 2019 LEGO Harry Potter sets, but we do have a new torso print which is super awesome. I really like the fact that he's finally wearing this very garish tie which he's wearing to impress Madame Olympe Maxime. He's also got the kind of shaggy overcoat on here and then a very itchy looking kind of, I guess this would be a vest underneath. We do have short legs at the bottom here which kind of just push up into this large body piece, and then we do have arms that very easily snap off. They've got these standard LEGO connectors here. I'm sure the hands would come off as well, but I don't recommend removing those. We have the awesome hair and beard combination, and then underneath we've got a very funny looking Hagrid face, and if we turn him around there's no alternate expression on the back there. He is awesome. I really like that tie. It's just a shame we don't get one of these which has the big flower on as well. In fact, I couldn't resist whizzing up a quick bunch of flowers for Hagrid to present to Olympe. Her face is an absolute picture. Hagrid is of course a half giant. Madame Olympe Maxime was also a half giant. This kind of explains Hagrid's attraction. I do recall that Madame Maxime was considerably bigger than Hagrid, but here she only stands about a half head taller. She also appeared in the 2019 Yule Ball set. It just goes to show that you wait about 15 years for a Madame Maxime minifigure and then 2 come along at once. She's wearing the same red robes that she was wearing when they arrived at Hogwarts. These are a kind of dark red colour overprinted with what looks like a cobweb design. Rather than using a Lego skirt piece, we have one of these sloped elements with printing on the front and also printing on the back. The torso print features a similar design with the addition of a fur collar. It's very similar around the back, although we do have the addition of a couple of metal buttons. The facial expression is the same one we got in the Yule Ball set, but it does capture Madame Maxime perfectly. The hair is also perfect for Madame Maxime, but has been used before. You might remember this from the Tron Legacy set. Around the back we do have another facial expression, and again this is perfect for Olympe Maxime. It's the kind of mournful face she saves for Hagrid. Even though Madame Maxime clearly is half giant, she always claims that she just has big burns. That's not really a surprise, as the approach to giants or part giants in the wizarding world is generally hostile. While we don't know a great deal about Madame Maxime's lineage from the giants, we do know that Hagrid was a half giant and was the son of Mr. Hagrid and the giantess Fridwulfa. He was also the elder half brother of the true giant Grawp. Overall, it's a great minifigure lineup for the set, and I remain optimistic we might see one of those Merpeople sets coming out in the future. So that was set number 75958, Beauxbatons Carriage Arrival at Hogwarts from LEGO Harry Potter. Despite its somewhat cut down proportions, this is a really nice looking set. It's vaguely reminiscent of the 75951 Grindelwald's Escape set from Fantastic Beasts, but I'm sure LEGO will shift a lot more of these. It's definitely not top of my list for 2019 LEGO Harry Potter sets. I think of all the sets, the Rise of Voldemort is probably my favourite. I'm sure people will appreciate those winged horses, and the Powderpuff carriage is a nice looking build. I thought the interior was a little bit weak, but I'm sure it was the exterior the designers were truly focused on. What was not weak was the minifigure lineup. Fleur and Gabrielle look great in their Beauxbaton uniforms. It's great to finally get Hagrid dressed to impress, and after many years of never having a Madame Maxime minifigure, we now have two! The one thing I really don't like about this set is that this is the last of the 2019 LEGO Harry Potter sets. Unless they come out with something new, of course. But technically that's not true, because we do for the first time have a LEGO Harry Potter advent calendar. I don't want to give away any spoilers because LEGO already has. Pretty much everything you get is shown on the outside of the box. LEGO, I think you missed the point of an advent calendar. The thing that has me really excited is the exclusive Harry and Ron minifigures. They're wearing their Christmas jumpers, and that is simply awesome. So when are you going to be reviewing this, Jeremy, I hear you say? You're going to have to wait until December. Just like I did last year, I'm going to be opening up every door on every LEGO advent calendar between the 1st of December and Christmas Eve. So be sure to subscribe to my channel for daily videos throughout December. I really hope you enjoyed this LEGO Harry Potter unboxing, speed build and review video. If you've not checked out my other LEGO Harry Potter set reviews, do check out the playlist at the end of the video. Also, let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see more of on my channel. Would you like to see me review some old LEGO Harry Potter sets? Or should I focus on the latest and greatest new LEGO sets? It would be great to hear what you think so I can make more of the content that you enjoy. That's all I've got time for now, so thanks a million for pushing play, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next build video.